was pretty adventurous in my youth. I booked a safari to Kenya and Tanzania. And that was the beginning. And after that, I started traveling as much as I could and as often as I could. I went back to Egypt about 20 times. You can't describe what it's like when you stand there and you're looking at the pyramids and some camel driver comes up to you and says, "Go touch them." Oh yeah, I can touch the pyramids. I think when I was in high school, they had the program called Candy Stripers. We had these red and white aprons we wore, and we'd go into the hospital and we'd give out water and rearrange the patient's flowers. And I loved it. I just loved it. And it made me realize that I really did want to be a nurse. That was something I really wanted to do. You got to remember, in those days, we're talking the 50s, a woman going to medical school was difficult, if not impossible. Being a nurse exceeded anything I expected as a teenager. It's kind of like giving of yourself, your time, your heart. That's the hard stuff, but yeah, that's the reward. What happened was I was having trouble with my eyes, so I went to see the ophthalmologist, and he said, "You've got macular degeneration." And that's when I knew it was time to resign. I mean, I was having trouble reading labels and put everything right up to my eyeball practically. So I had to resign. It was terrible to resign. I mean, I cried like a baby. I didn't want to. I didn't want to resign. I wanted to work. Yeah, I loved what I was doing. I loved the people I was working with. I was hideously depressed. I had a very, very difficult time to not feel very sorry for myself. And someone had suggested that, sign up for Meals on Wheels. If you don't like it, you can cancel it. But it may turn out to be a real help. And it has been. It really has been. First of all, I mean, grocery stores, when you can't see, are a nightmare. I don't cook because I just don't see well enough to do it. And I've learned from other people with severe vision problems that, the kitchen is really a dangerous place to be. Somehow or other, I fell on the floor. Nobody seems to know why I fell. Did I get dizzy and faint? Did I have a small stroke? Nobody knows what happened. The person who came to deliver the Meals on Wheels didn't get an answer. And so he went and got the building superintendent, who let himself in and found me on the floor and called 911. He saved my life, because I would have been there for a long time, if not dead on the floor. After I left the emergency room, they put me on a regular floor, and I was upstairs on the regular medical floor, and I remember looking out the window and going, "Geez, this looks so familiar." It was the floor where I had been a head nurse 25 years before. At first, it was like humiliating, after all my years of independence. And then I realized, hey, you worked all your life, and this is where you are, and you've got to take the help that people are willing to give you. I wish I could do more like I did in the old days, but I have to accept the old days aren't here.